What was the most fucked up thing to come out in stores that's now discontinued? I guess radium jewelry that glowed in the dark and gave people terminal cancer. Many shoe stores used to have fluoroscope x-ray machines for customers to see how well their foot fit into the shoe they were trying on. They were often unshielded and were highly radioactive. Fake snow made from asbestos. I watched some YouTube series about things in the home that could kill you throughout history, and apparently when electricity started being commonplace in homes, nothing was yet regulated and inventors went absolutely buck fucking wild with the products they put out. The series specifically mentioned a tablecloth with uninsulated electric mesh wiring running through the entire thing which you could plug in. And no, this was not designed to be a heated blanket. It was sold alongside other electrical accessories you could just plug right into the tablecloth by stabbing the prongs through the fabric and the mesh wiring. This obviously resulted in electrocution and fires. Anyone remember those twist braid machines for kids? You'd stick 2 strands of hair, stick one in each prong, and press the button. It'd twist the individual strands, then twist them together, and you'd use those bead clips to hold the braid together. Friends and I lost a lot of hair in those days. I used to work at a toy store 20 years ago. There was a hard plastic Digimon character at Tsunaman, Piggy Bank, that had a large blade-like horn on his head. The blade was surprisingly pointed/firm, and the large body meant that it would usually point upwards if left on the ground, waiting for some clumsy child to impale themselves on it. We used to jab other coworkers with it until it made #1 on the list of the most dangerous toys made that year. After seeing that article, we put it on long stick and jabbed each other from a distance. Safety first. The whole reason that tampons today have warnings about toxic shock syndrome was because of a brand of tampons back in the 70s. https://n wikipedia.org/wiki/rely. Tampon that were designed to be put in and left in for your entire cycle, which of course made them breeding grounds for all kinds of nasty bacteria. Needless to say, they don't make those anymore. There was a product called the Worm Getter in the 80s. Basically a rod that shocked the ground outside your house that for some reason caused worms to come out of the ground, so you didn't have to buy them yourself. Yeah, there was about 30 deaths attributed to this thing from people shocking themselves, and it was recalled. There was a doll with an eating function that ended up eating young girls' hair. The seller also failed include how to turn off the doll in the instructions. So you can imagine the horror stories that went down because of that. During the First World War, department stores, including Harrods, sold kits containing syringes, needles and tubes of cocaine and heroin. It was promoted as a present for friends on the front line, shoot up to make life in the trenches more bearable and alleviate the horrors of war. A boating raft that flies behind the boat, think 20 feet in the air. The year I bought a boat, they were the newest thing with a big video in the store on a big screen TV. I wanted one, but my wife said hell no. Our kids were about 8 and 11 at the time. The next spring I went in, and they were nowhere to be found, and I asked the salesperson about them. She said they were recalled due to injuries. What a shock. They still looked fun as hell. Though Radia Beauty Cream contains thorium and radium. Diet pills from Sears catalog in the early 1900s. The first pill was a tapeworm egg. The second pill was a drug to kill the tapeworm. You'd take it when you reached your desired weight. My grandfather had a kit for kids to make their own lead soldiers. It came with the molds for the soldiers, a bunch of ingots of lead, and a cooking pot to melt the lead in. Then the child could pour the molten lead into the mold, wait for it to cool, then play with their new toy. What fun. AIDS. It was a diet candy that became popular shortly before HIV became widely known. Their slogan was "Get Slim with AIDS." One executive refused to change the name of the company, saying something like, "We had a name first. Why can't they change the name of the disease?" Edited for errors. There was that vibrating Harry Potter broom for kids. There was a water gun toy that was voice activated. You would say fire, like you're shooting a gun, and then it would shoot water. Cue a number of false fire alarms because kids are running around screaming fire 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 at the top of their lungs. Does the original Four Loko count? Amphetamines used to be used as an appetite suppressant. I mean, they worked. Edit. According to lots of folks replying, amphetamines are still used for this sort of thing. At least they are in the USA. I'm not sure about other nations. How about that cactus that sang 3 songs in different languages and one of the songs used was a real rap song about drugs and cocaine? Edit. Link to singing druggy cactus toy. https://youtube b/k2xfagx8now.